My name is Lindsay Hastings, and I serve as the Director of Nebraska Human Resources Institute here at the university. Nebraska Human Resources Institute is a leadership development organization here at the university that pairs outstanding college student leaders with outstanding K-12 student leaders in Lincoln schools. We're the only strengths-based leadership mentoring program of our kind in the country. So typically, if we're selecting a K-12 student, we will go to principals and teachers within Lincoln schools, and we give them a list of criteria that we're looking for. Basically, these would be behaviors that we would typically see among students who demonstrate high human relations capital. So for example, we might ask teachers to nominate students who are the kids who befriend new students who come to school? Who are the kids who stand up for kids who get picked on? Who are the students who are more likely to appreciate differences in students? That's typically indicative of high human relations capital. And then students who are nominated, we either take them through a modified version of our collegiate interview or we select them directly into the program. We might ask questions such as, if you had a problem at recess, who would you want to come over and help you? Or if you had to select a student in school to work with you on a project whom you know you could count on to be dependable and responsible, whom would you choose? So we might ask more situational questions with a 6-year-old, whereas high school students, we will ask them very similar questions to our collegiate interview. And again, ranging from themes and sense of mission to listening to high empathy. No matter if we're selecting college students or K-12 students, the common denominator among selection is the notion of high human relations capital. So we select college students and K-12 students on the basis of demonstrating high potential and high talent in the area of positive influence. Then we look to see if we have common strengths, common talents, if we see common interests among the college students and the K-12 students, and we make a match based on common talent strength sets or their common hot buttons. We call them common hobbies or interests. Every college student has 2 jobs in their relationship with their junior counselor. The first part of their job is to take an inventory of their junior counselor's talents. So what we know is that our junior counselors are selected on the basis of high human relations capital. But often what we don't know is what talents describe that in them. Are they a good listener? Are they highly empathetic? Are they highly inclusive? That's the first part of the college student's job, to figure out which talents describe their human relations capital. The second part of the college student's job is to create what we call stimulus situations for those talents. So let's say, for example, I have a junior counselor who has high rapport drive. The student can build relationships with anyone and build a relationship from the ground up very easily. Well, a stimulus situation might be, I might say to that student, okay, this week in school, I want you to call 5 people by name in the hallway, and with 5 others, just say hello. And let's see the difference in response you get when you call someone by name. The idea being, when that student comes back the next week, and I process the situation, it's likely that student will say, yeah, it made a difference when I called people by name. They called me by name, and then we talked in the hallway, and then gee, we sat next to each other in math class. My job is to connect the dots, to say, hey, you have talent in rapport drive, you have talent in relating to others. And when you use that talent deliberately to call someone by name, in that second you're saying to that person, I care about you enough to call you by name. The idea being is I want to prepare that student to be conscious of that talent and how to use it. I want that student going down the hallway thinking about it, saying, hey John, hey Sarah, hey Betsy, and she's doing it, he or she is doing it because they have that talent theme and that student wants to use it deliberately. And that will depend on the age of the junior counselor. So for example, a college student working with an elementary age junior counselor, they might incorporate NHRI principles into active activities. So for example, they might play the basketball game horse, and every time you miss a shot, you have to name 2 of your difference makers. And then at the end, they write a letter to their difference makers. Now, with older students, they can have a more frank and open dialogue. They might sit down for coffee at Scooters and talk about, okay, let's talk about your greatest success as a leader this week, and what was your greatest challenge as a leader this week. Your child is about to embark upon one of the most significant experiences they will have, not only in school, but in their lifetime. The whole intent and purpose behind this one-on-one relationship is to help your child recognize his or her unique talents as a leader and then challenge him or herself every week to deliberately use those talents to make a difference. Your child has been selected for this program because your child has exceptional talents as a leader. We want to take that raw talent and grow it and develop it so that they can be one of the most influential leaders within their class, within their school, and within their community. Thank you for the opportunity to work with your child.